Welcome back to the channel. Amazing collectors and coin enthusiasts. United States today, we're diving into the fascinating world of United States coinage with a closer look at one of the most iconic 5-cent pieces ever minted, the Liberty Jefferson nickel of the United States of America. If you love rare coins, valuable pocket change, and hidden treasures in everyday currency, you're in the right place. On this channel, we explore historic American coins, mint errors, key dates, and the real market value that could turn an ordinary nickel into an extraordinary find. The Jefferson nickel proudly features a powerful national motto, "In God We Trust," along with "E pluribus unum," symbols that represent America's heritage, unity, and freedom. From its classic portrait of Thomas Jefferson to the detailed design of Monticello on the reverse, this coin carries history in the palm of your hand. In today's Coins for a Minute episode, we'll uncover fascinating facts, potential rare varieties, mint marks to look for, and how much your Liberty Jefferson nickel could really be worth in today's market. Could this small 5-cent coin be hiding surprising value? Stay tuned to find out. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update about rare U.S. coins, valuable discoveries, and expert coin collecting tips. Thanks for watching, and let's get started. 1964 Jefferson nickel. Their first reaction is usually surprise. How can a simple 5-cent coin from the United States of America be worth more than its face value? The truth is, most 1964 nickels are common, but under the right conditions, exceptional preservation, rare mint errors, or special varieties, this ordinary-looking coin can turn into a collector's treasure. The excitement begins with understanding what makes this particular year so interesting in the long history of the Jefferson nickel. The 1964 issue carries a familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front, along with a powerful national motto, "In God We Trust." On the reverse, you'll find Monticello, Jefferson's historic home, symbolizing American heritage and independence. Although nickels from 1964 are not silver, despite many people believing they are, they were struck in massive numbers during a time when coin shortages created public hoarding. That moment in history gives the 1964 nickel a special place in American coin collecting stories. Now here's where things become truly fascinating. While billions were produced, not all 1964 nickels are equal. Some were struck with unusually sharp details, known among collectors as full-step varieties. When Monticello steps are fully visible and crisp, the value of the coin can rise dramatically. A flawless, uncirculated 1964 nickel with full steps can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its certified grade. Condition is everything. Tiny differences in luster, strike, and surface preservation can mean the difference between 5 cents and a small fortune. Error coins add another thrilling layer. Imagine discovering a 1964 nickel with a double die effect, an off-center strike, or a clip planchet. These minting mistakes transform a common coin into a rare collectible. Serious numismatists are always searching for dramatic, eye-catching errors from this year. A strong double die on a lettering or date can push values far beyond normal expectations. These are the types of pieces that spark bidding wars and auctions. It is important to understand, however, that despite online rumors, a regular circulated 1964 nickel will not make you a billionaire overnight. Most examples found in pocket change remain worth face value or only slightly more. The coins that reach astonishing prices are those in exceptional mint state grades, often graded MS-65, MS-66, or higher by professional services. High-end registry collectors compete fiercely for top population coins, and that competitive demand is what drives extraordinary prices. The reason collectors chase the 1964 issue so passionately is partly psychological. It marks the final year before major changes in U.S. coin production practices following the coin shortage crisis of the 1960s. While the nickel itself kept its copper-nickel composition, the era represents a turning point in modern American coinage. That historical context adds emotional value beyond the metal content. If you believe you have a special 1964 Jefferson nickel, the first step is careful examination. Look closely at the steps of Monticello, inspect the lettering for doubling, and check the surfaces for original mint luster without scratches or wear. Avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning can destroy value instantly. A professional grading service can authenticate and assign a grade, which is essential if the coin appears to be in extraordinary condition. Stories circulate about coins selling for tens of thousands of dollars, and while those cases are rare, they are not pure fantasy. Exceptional specimens have indeed achieved remarkable auction results when they combine rarity, pristine preservation, and strong collector demand. But the magic lies in knowledge, not hype. Understanding grading standards, mint varieties, and market demand is what separates a lucky find from a missed opportunity. In the end, the 1964 Jefferson nickel is a powerful reminder that even the smallest denomination can hold surprising potential. It may not be silver, and it may not. The words 1985, D. Jefferson nickel, their hearts don't usually start racing, but maybe they should. The 5-cent coin from the United States of America carries a proud inscription, "In God We Trust." And at first glance, it looks like an ordinary pocket change piece. Yet in the fascinating world of coin collecting, even a seemingly common nickel can hide surprising value. The 1985 D issue, struck at the Denver Mint, has become a topic of curiosity among collectors who are always searching for hidden gems in everyday coins. The design of the Jefferson nickel is a tribute to America's third president, Thomas Jefferson. His left-facing portrait appears on the obverse, while the reverse features his historic home, Monticello. By 1985, this classic design had already been part of American coinage for decades, making it familiar to millions. The 1985 D nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, so despite popular myths, it is not a silver coin. That detail alone makes it important to separate realistic value from exaggerated claims of instant millions. In terms of mintage, millions upon millions of 1985 D nickels were produced. Because of this high production number, most examples found in circulation today are worth only their face value, 5 cents. However, condition changes everything. A sharply struck, uncirculated coin with original mint luster can command a premium among collectors. Coins graded in very high mint state condition, especially those with exceptional surfaces and no visible marks, can sell for significantly more than face value in specialized markets. What truly excites collectors are rare errors and varieties. If a 1985 D. Jefferson nickel has a dramatic off-center strike, a double die effect, or another unusual minting error, its value can rise dramatically compared to a normal example. Error coins are unique because they are accidental and scarcity drives demand. A dramatic and visually obvious error can transform a simple 5-cent coin into a highly desirable collectible worth hundreds, or in extremely rare cases, even thousands of dollars. Another factor that influences value is professional grading. When a coin is authenticated and graded by a respected third-party service, it gains credibility in the marketplace. A 1985 D nickel graded at the very top of the mint state scale can sell for strong prices because collectors compete for the finest known examples. Perfection in coin collecting is rare, and registry set collectors are willing to pay premiums for coins that rank among the best preserved. It is important to address the dream of becoming a billionaire overnight. While stories circulate online about common coins being worth millions, the reality is that the 1985 D. Jefferson nickel is generally not a $1 million coin. Its composition contains no silver, and its mintage was high. The true power of this coin lies not in guaranteed riches, but in the thrill of the hunt, carefully examining pocket change, learning about grading, and discovering the rare exception that others may overlook. Still, the coin holds historical and collectible charm. The mid-1980s were a distinctive era in American history, and every coin from that time represents a tangible piece of it. For young collectors, a 1985 D nickel can be the starting point of a lifelong passion. Even modestly valuable coins can appreciate slowly over time if preserved in excellent condition and stored properly away from moisture and damage. If you believe you have a special example, examine it closely under magnification. Look for crisp details in Jefferson's hair, sharp steps on Monticello, and minimal contact marks. Full detail on the steps of Monticello, often called full steps by collectors, can significantly increase desirability. Small details can make a large difference in value when it comes to modern nickels. Ultimately, the 1985 Jefferson Nickels teaches an important lesson in coin collecting. Knowledge is more powerful than hype. While it may not realistically turn someone into a billionaire overnight, an exceptional specimen or rare mint error could still be worth far more than 5 cents. The excitement comes from careful study, patience, and understanding the market. So before you dismiss that humble 5-cent piece dated 1985 with a small D mint mark, take a closer look. It may not hold unimaginable silver riches, but in top condition or with a rare error, it could be a rewarding discovery. And even if it's worth only face value, it remains a small but meaningful artifact of American history. Proof that sometimes the greatest treasures begin with the simplest coins. 1976 5-cent coin. Many immediately imagine hidden treasure, secret minting errors, and a small piece of metal capable of changing their financial destiny overnight. The 1976 issue of the Jefferson Nickels from the United States of America carries the familiar inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, along with the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson. While dramatic stories often claim these coins are worth millions, the reality is both more grounded and more fascinating. True value comes from rarity, condition, and special characteristics, not simply from the date alone. First, it's important to understand that regular 1976 Jefferson Nickels are not silver. Unlike certain wartime nickels minted between 1942 and 1945, the 1976 version was struck in a copper-nickel composition. That means its melt value is modest. However, collectors are not chasing metal value. They are chasing condition, quality, and unusual minting varieties. A perfectly preserved coin from 1976, especially one graded in extremely high mint state condition, can command a much stronger price than a circulated example that has spent decades passing from hand to hand. What truly excites collectors is the possibility of mint errors. In some rare cases, 1976 nickels have been discovered with off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, or other striking abnormalities. These mistakes happen during the minting process and instantly make a coin stand out from billions of normal pieces. When authenticated and graded by professional grading services, certain error nickels from this year can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That's a far cry from millions. But in the world of coin collecting, that is still significant. Another key factor that can elevate the value of a 1976 Jefferson nickel is its mint mark. Coins from Philadelphia, no mint mark in 1976, Denver D, and San Francisco S were all produced. The San Francisco Mint also struck proof versions, coins made specifically for collectors with mirror-like finishes and sharper details. High-grade proof coins, especially those with deep cameo contrast between frosted designs and reflective fields, are especially desirable. A flawless proof preserved in original packaging can be worth far more than a typical circulated coin found in pocket change. Condition is everything. In coin grading, the difference between mint state 65 and mint state 67 may appear minor to the untrained eye, yet it can mean a dramatic jump in market value. A 1976 nickel that looks freshly minted, free from scratches, discoloration, or wear, can achieve premium pricing if it receives a top certification grade. These high-end examples are scarce because most nickels were released directly into circulation and handled extensively over the years. There is also historical context that adds to its charm. The mid-1970s represented America's bicentennial era, a time of patriotic celebration across the nation. While the nickel did not receive a special bicentennial reverse like the quarter or half dollar, it was still part of that historic monetary period. Collectors sometimes seek complete 1976 coin sets to commemorate the era, increasing overall demand for well-preserved examples. Now, let's address the bold claim. Can a 1976 Jefferson nickel make you a billionaire overnight? Realistically, no ordinary example will reach such astronomical heights. Stories of coins selling for millions typically involve extreme rarities, unique mint errors, one-of-kind test strikes, or historically significant specimens. The 1976 nickel was produced in very large quantities, so standard examples are common. However, rare high-grade error coins can still bring impressive auction results that surprise new collectors. The true power of this coin lies less in fantasy and more in knowledge. Someone who understands grading, mint varieties, and market demand can identify undervalued pieces and sell them for profit. A nickel purchased for face value that later sells for hundreds or thousands represents an extraordinary percentage return. That kind of discovery fuels the excitement of collectors worldwide and keeps people searching through rolls of coins even today. If you believe you have a special 1976 nickel, the smartest step is professional authentication. Reputable grading services evaluate authenticity, condition, and assign a numerical grade that determines market desirability. Never rush to sell at face value if your coin appears unusually sharp, brilliantly struck, or displays a visible error. Careful handling, proper storage, and expert evaluation can dramatically affect final selling price. In the end, the 1976 Jefferson nickel is not a guaranteed ticket to unimaginable millions, but is a fascinating piece of American coinage history with genuine collectible potential. Its value depends on rarity, preservation, and uniqueness. While it may not instantly transform your fortune, the right specimen in the right condition can certainly surprise you. And sometimes, the real treasure is not just the money, it is a thrill of discovery, the hunt for rarity, and the deep appreciation of a small coin that carries decades of history in the palm of your hand. The 1978 5-cent Jefferson nickel from the United States of America is a fascinating coin, but let's begin with the truth that every serious collector must understand. The 1978 issue of the Jefferson nickel is not a silver coin. By 1978, nickels were struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, not in precious silver. That means if you have a regular 1978 nickel in your pocket change, it does not automatically carry rare, millionaire-making value. However, that does not mean it is worthless. In the world of coin collecting, condition, rarity, and mint errors can transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. The 1978 Jefferson nickel continues a long-running design first introduced in 1938, featuring a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse. His calm profile faces left, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1978 surrounding him. On the reverse, you'll find his historic home, Monticello, along with the words "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum." This classic design connects American history with everyday commerce, making it one of the most recognizable coins in circulation. Now here is where excitement begins to build. While a standard 1978 nickel is common, coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those graded at the highest mint state levels, can command impressive prices among collectors. A sharply struck coin with blazing luster, flawless surfaces, and no visible marks can be worth far more than 5 cents. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services sometimes reach significant three-figure or even higher values, depending on demand. The difference between pocket change and collector treasure often lies in microscopic details invisible to the untrained eye. Mint marks also play a role in value. In 1978, Jefferson nickels were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Coins from Denver carry a small D mint mark, while Philadelphia issues from that era typically have no mint mark. Although both were produced in large quantities, certain well-preserved examples from either mint can stand out. Collectors search carefully for strong strikes, full details on Monticello, and original mint luster that has never been dulled by circulation. Another factor that can dramatically increase the value of a 1978 Jefferson nickel is the presence of mint errors. Error coins ignite serious excitement in the collecting community. Off-center strikes, double dies, clip planchets, or wrong planchet strikes can transform a common coin into a rare conversation piece. These unusual production mistakes are accidental and scarcity fuels value. An authenticated and visually dramatic error coin can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its uniqueness and eye appeal. It is important to remain realistic when hearing claims that such coins can instantly make someone a billionaire overnight. The vast majority of 1978 nickels are worth face value. Stories of hidden millions often come from misunderstandings or exaggerated rumors. True wealth in coin collecting comes from knowledge, patience, and careful evaluation, not from assuming every old coin is a jackpot. Still, History shows that overlooked varieties and rare high-grade specimens can surprise even experienced collectors. Condition is king in numismatics. A 1978 nickel pulled from circulation with scratches, dull surfaces, and worn details will remain worth 5 cents. But a coin preserved since minting, never spent, never damaged, can be a different story. Collectors examine the steps on Monticello, the sharpness of Jefferson's hair details, and the brilliance of the metal. Small differences in preservation can mean dramatic differences in price. That is why grading standards exist, and why collectors handle coins carefully to avoid lowering their potential value. For those who believe they may have something special, professional authentication is essential. Third-party grading services evaluate authenticity, condition, and overall quality. A certified high-grade 1978 Jefferson Nickels sealed in a protective holder gives buyers confidence, which in turn increases market value. Without certification, even a beautiful coin may struggle to achieve its full potential price because buyers need trust as much as they need rarity. Emotion also plays a role in collecting. The Jefferson nickel connects generations of Americans through everyday transactions. It has passed through countless hands, cash registers, and memories. For some collectors, assembling a complete date and mint collection brings satisfaction beyond money. The thrill of searching rolls of coins, examining each piece carefully, and finally discovering a brilliant uncirculated example is an adventure in itself. So, can a 1978 Jefferson nickel change your fortune overnight? In most cases, no. But in rare, exceptional circumstances involving pristine condition or dramatic mint errors, it can be worth far more than 5 cents. The true power of this coin lies not in fantasy claims of instant billions, but in the real excitement of discovery,